Hey, what is going on? This is episode 43 of the Hope and Mum and Dad podcast with me, Fuzz, and my delightful wife, Rebecca. Who's laughing? That was a good intro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shame it took us like 50 attempts to get that going.
Yeah, it did take a long time.
So, what happened in the last episode?
We shared about our first trimester and how it went fairly smoothly, although we were anxious and we didn't believe it.
And it went a bit horrible at the end.
Yeah, it was really dramatic at the end.
Things are okay now?
Yeah, I had a subchorionic hematoma and that caused some bleeding, which was a bit frightening, but we're all okay, baby's okay. So yeah, in this episode we're just going to update you a bit more, and then hopefully we'll be back up to speed because
real time.
Yeah, in the last few episodes we've been, talking retrospectively. So second trimester so far has been uneventful.
No, I haven't felt anything kicking.
No kicks.
No symptoms.
No symptoms.
Cravings.
No cravings, no nothing, just carrying on, keeping on. Apparently we're still pregnant, so that's great.
We've had a couple of scans since the 12-week scan. They've checked in with you and said because of the situation and your thyroid stuff, they've booked a couple of extra scans for peace of mind.
Yeah, so I had a consultant appointment with the consultant gynecologist, pediatrician, obstetrician, I think they're called, not pediatrician.
Why are you just saying this? You sound like dinosaurs, just
okay.
Obstetrician, like there's one doctor to do all that stuff.
The doctor is a gynecologist and an obstetrician, and you said pediatrician, so I got confused. A pediatrician is a child doctor, and obstetrician is someone who
I didn't even know I knew that or said that, but yeah.
Giving birth. So I saw them, and my thyroid consultant was there at the same time.
The whole gang was together.
Yeah, he was glad to see me and glad I was pregnant because, last time I saw him, it was about follow-ups to do with my radioactive iodine treatment. So it'd been a long time. And they checked my bloods. They decided to up my medication, and as Fuzz has explained, they're going to do some extra regular scans every 4 weeks from 28 weeks, just to check that the baby's growing normally, because I think there's a chance...
And put your mind at rest, because it's been such a rough
it's mainly
journey.
to check that it's growing normally, because even though I'm underactive now, there's a chance that some of the antibodies for thyroid, whatever goes on with me, can pass across the placenta to the baby, so they want to check that it grows normally, and then see that everything's okay.
I'm sure they said I'm sure one doctor said it'll kind of make you feel a bit more at ease as well.
Yeah, they
talked about it a bit.
They did book me an extra scan because at that time I was still having the bleeding. I'd stopped since the horrible event after maybe a week or two, and then had a week or two with nothing, and then it came back again. So that obstetrician was like, just for your peace of mind, we'll do another scan, which was really good. Baby was okay, had to do a bit of waiting around and stuff, but everything was all right, which was great. And everything seemed to be going along smoothly. We were doing normal life things. Yeah,
just, obviously this is, depending on when you listen to it, but this is like in the kind of tail end of the pandemic as we know it. Like it might, hopefully the tail end.
Well, restrictions in England have lifted, and I think this week that we're recording, they're lifting in Wales, but
back then it was like kind of getting back to normal with weddings going on and stuff. And I'm a wedding photographer, so that's how I make a living. If any of you are engaged, then you just go over to christopherpaulweddings.com and book me, and then I can get paid to do this podcast, because we do this for free.
So it was all smooth, and we decided to lots of you who already listen or know us will know that my family are from the northwest, so we decided to go up north, and life can never be without too much drama, hey. Everything was going okay again, and then all of a sudden we were on the way home and we got involved in an accident on the motorway. And that wasn't fun. Yeah,
we won't go into too many details with it, because it's the other driver was at fault, and he said he was at fault, and he could have killed us, and it was pretty scary. So
we're both okay.
It's kind of getting sorted out, but
we're both okay, and baby's okay.
We're alive.
Just a pre.
We're not completely fine though.
No.
Like you. it was horrible, like physical stuff. Like, you know, we had physical injuries.
It's a few weeks ago now, but yeah, we're
doing physio with a really good physiotherapist as well. It was like helping us get back to normal. Still like not completely right.
Yeah, and obviously at the time I was 18 weeks pregnant, so when Fuzz called into the police and he mentioned that, they sent an ambulance along to the scene as well. And he offered to check my blood pressure, but he said there's nothing I can do to reassure you. He was like, if you're not like suddenly bleeding, then there's no reason to take you to hospital.
But it's
I was in shock, so I didn't even have my blood pressure taken.
Like worrying about the child, like, obviously this is a couple of weeks ago now and we're like a bit better, but you still get a bit funny about being in the car and stuff.
Oh yeah, I had to cancel plans because I was meant to travel somewhere to visit friends and I had to cancel plans because I just didn't feel up to it, like Whiplash and everything else. But like psychologically
you can't, if you like, you know, you haven't felt the baby kick yet and stuff. So obviously we went to hospital, the doctors said, you got whiplash, you got this, you got that, wherever, and then we went to the hospital,
to the women's unit.
After our normal
9-hour wait in A&E.
They sent us to the women's unit. And they basically said, let's check you out and get sorted and stuff. We'll listen for the heartbeat, and they did that, but it took a while to find the heartbeat, and we were like, shit.
The midwife wouldn't look at me. I was looking over at Fuzz because I was like, why is it taking so long? And I was just staring into space like, please, I just want to hear this heartbeat. And eventually, like, they found it, fortunately, and we'll play that clip strong.
Actually, we'll chuck it in. So car crash done, we've still got a heartbeat. And it took about a minute to find, and we were just like, oh my god. So that was cool.
Really good news. It was so nice because that's the first time we've ever heard it. Like at lots of the scans we've been to, all of the scans we've been to, they don't play sound like you hear in the movies. Yeah,
but although it was like nice and reassuring at the time, that night I was like, oh fuck, is this... Is it still there? And well, you were like the same as well.
Yeah, because like with people, like injuries sometimes don't happen instantly, do they? And like I said, we didn't have kicks yet, so there was no reassurance. But
it's died down a bit now, hasn't it? But like, what the point I'm trying to make is like, just because you can't see, like, I think I would rather have worse whiplash than worry about our baby.
Yeah.
Because for weeks and weeks and weeks, it's kind of died. It's got a bit better now, but I would say for at least 4 weeks, we've just been like,
shit. We were lucky that the week after we had the 20-week scan book, the anomaly scan. So
I still, like, even though we go to the scans, right, they go, everything's cool. I'm like, but we were in a car. If you saw the state of the car, well, you have, but I'm talking to other people, obviously. But if you saw the state of the car, it was mangled. We got hit by a truck, sent into Central Reservation. It's just like a carnage.
I had to climb out. I couldn't get out on my side because I was up against the barrier.
And I just...
Bad. And facing the wrong way on the motorway.
Yeah, but what the point I'm trying to make is, like, things go wrong with pregnancies all the time, right? But when you're in a really serious car accident like that, it makes me feel like I'm a lot better now, but for weeks, like literally like a month, I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Are you gonna be okay? Like and like you said, because you can't feel the kicks and stuff like that, it's just been pretty nerve-wracking, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been horrible. Like that,
we have to just pretend we can't really, you don't talk about it too much because it's like not nice to talk about.
The anomaly scan was good. Like I said, it wasn't too long after the crash. It was good to have that reassurance and see that baby was okay again. The heartbeat was fine. Everything was measuring okay.
How do you feel about the scans when you're doing? Because since the crash, every time I have good news, I go, oh, that's cool, and then literally I don't go on about it and talk to you about it because I don't want to make you worse either, but like a couple of hours after, I start going, oh shit, is it actually okay?
Well, I felt like that since the scan. I would say I'm more anxious and worried in the second trimester than I was in the first.
Because of the car crash.
Because we started the second trimester with bleeding, and then we've had a crash, and
I just remember looking at the pictures. We'll have to stop talking about it in a minute, but like I just remember looking at pictures of the car, and I just look how wrecked it was.
Yeah.
And then you got a little baby, which is all this bundle of soft tissue inside of you, and I just go, oh my god.
It's just hard to believe. Like, I have got a little bump now, but I still just feel fat. Like, I don't feel like I keep on thinking, like, what if it's like a phantom pregnancy and my body is just like made me fat in like a pregnant looking way? Because I think some people wouldn't know that I was pregnant. Like, people are still like awkward about asking. Like, you had a wedding the other day and I was there for a bit, and
that was Helenith, and she remembers us from the last wedding, and she remembers us talking about it. So I think she pieced this together. She
did, but she didn't ask me, because obviously it's that awkward stage. Like, she asked you, is your wife pregnant?
No, she's champion pie eater.
So I know, like, personally, I just feel like, maybe I'm just fat because I can't really feel anything. So the reason that I can't feel things yet, the sonographer explained that everything measured with the baby okay. My placenta is anterior, which means it's on the front wall of the uterus, and which kind of cushions you on your belly and your feelings, so makes it harder for you to feel the movements generally. And the other thing was that my placenta is low lying, it's covering the birth canal at the moment, so they've booked us in for another scan to check that it moves by 32 weeks. So there's those factors in place that mean that we can't feel it yet, or I can't feel it.
It's lucky that we haven't got to get on the motorway to get to the hospital as well, because you would be freaking out.
It's not good. Little tiny trips like locally are okay, but whenever we're on a motorway, it's not nice.
Because people just drive like idiots, like.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. But everything is okay with the baby still, thank goodness. We're so grateful.
It's still nerve-wracking though.
Because of that placenta situation as well, after the scan, they wanted us to speak to a midwife to explain what that means going forward with the birth and everything. And Fuzz happened to know the midwife, didn't you? And
from when I was younger, I went out with someone, and it was a mum.
And we've got, like, she had to tell us, she was like, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's no sex from now on. So we're like, okay,
which is like funny, because you think that's not that big a deal at all. But when she said, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, for a split second I went, no, what's going on? And then, but I think that was a good way of like saying that.
That's
really
our little in-joke now. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. We've run out of milk.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just milk.
Yeah.
No, I think, we're joking about that, but I think that's a really good way of delivering it. Because
so she explained as well, like, if in 90% of cases it moves as your belly grows, like as you get more pregnant, and it probably will. But if it doesn't, then
you can book it in.
There's a higher chance that you'll have to have a pre-planned C-section. So you were a bit excited about that, weren't you?
No, really. No, I was kind of joking about it with Helenith from Insole Court. She was asking about the pregnancy and stuff, and I said, and I talk a lot about doing like Ironman racing and stuff like that, because I do it to raise money for charities. And I said, I might be doing Ironman Ireland, and she said, how come it's only might be? And I was like, our due date is like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And then she was like, and then I said jokingly, they did say that she might need to have a cesarean, which means, like, we could like book it in, and like know what's going on. But I might not be going to Ireland, and that's fine. But I won't. I might not even be fit enough to go, because I'm still a bit weak I've got my mobility back, basically, from my neck and everything. But when I'm doing strength stuff, I'm really not, like, as soon as I do anything with weight, I get like weird feelings going up the side of my neck and my face and stuff. So like, I can walk around and do like normal stuff, but it's not properly fixed yet. So I got to speak to Rachel, our physiotherapist, and she said I won't know for sure if I can actually do it or not until like next month.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah. I just it's amazing how, like, there's a little baby just so delicate and like, just it is, isn't it? It's just like a sack of fluid and bits, and it's so like delicate though. And I just picture the state of the car, which is steel, which if I tried all day every day to even put a little crease in that car, I couldn't, and it was just mangled into a big mangle. I just think how amazing is the human body to protect that. And we could have got hit by a car escape into the hard shoulder.
Yeah.
So it's until this baby is here, I'm probably going to be really stressed out, and mainly because of just the whole thing, right? Remembering you spinning around in a car thinking, like, there's three of us, me, you, and baby, just spinning, crash, just like, oh,
bad times.
It needs to get here, and then I can.
Yeah, but not yet. Stay in there.
Yeah, stay in there now.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Chilly beans. Yeah, so at the anomaly scan, the other thing is you can find out the gender usually. But in our household, we have...
We're not allowed.
Yeah.
Gutted. I really want to know.
I don't want to know. I want surprise because we've had no surprises in all this time.
We've had a lot of surprises, just not nice ones.
Yeah, I like surprises, so nice ones. So... Fuzz would love to know.
I've left loads of dishes in the sink for you. Surprise!
Yeah, so we're not finding out. And Fuzz asked if he was allowed to find out, and no, he's not.
Yeah, basically.
Basically. So I wonder how that is in everyone else's situation.
I think most people will find out.
It's more common.
You've got quite a strength to not find out, innit?
I don't know.
Because people want to find out.
Yeah.
And you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Fun, please. Nope.
I think it's fun for you to be able to tell me when it pops out.
Yeah.
But the midwife was like, oh, well done for not finding out. And another midwife told me, like, midwives, when you're delivering, really like it because it's a surprise for them as well. So they're, like, excited to tell you.
It's entertaining for them.
Yeah, like, what's it going to be? They can, like, probably place bets if you're in labour for however long. Yeah, so... That's where we are at the moment. We've sped you up. We're up to date.
Just a ball of nervous energy.
Yeah. We need to try and relax now and try and enjoy it.
I don't think I will relax.
If anyone's got any tips.
Until this baby is here.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that you and the baby are okay.
Yeah.
It is. I don't like. Oh wow! It is a miracle.
Yeah.
That nothing happened, because that's such an early stage as well.
Yeah.
Like, because that was just before 12 weeks, wasn't it? When it happened.
No, 18 weeks.
It was. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it was mega early, like 4, 5, 6 weeks in, would it have been worse, or is it more risky and stuff?
Maybe, probably.
Well, you got to thank your body for like doing an awesome job in saving that baby.
There's a lovely lady in the IVF fertility community called Kat Strawbridge, and she has the Finally Pregnant podcast, and her other handle about infertility is called Trying Years, and she has like little mantra cards, and one of them says, "Today I am pregnant," and that's like a good thing to think, because like if you think too far in the future, that's how you get anxious and stressed. So you have to try and live a bit more in the now, and we do that because you like every night rub the belly and like chat to the baby kind of thing.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I still think, well, I don't know about you, but I think it's going to take a little bit of time, because what we went through was like really...
I'm ready for kicks now. I'm desperate for that, because
that's the thing as well, isn't it? The longer that you don't have, like, because of the timing of everything that happened, we weren't feeling kicks. You don't get any reassurance.
Yeah.
And that's like, do you find that stressful?
Yeah, definitely. They said I'm more likely to feel them around 22 weeks, whereas some people...
I think you're more of a person that puts on a brave face though, and you go, anyway, it's fine. And I'm like, I don't think you are. Like, do you know what I mean? It was a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. Some people can feel them from as early as 16 weeks. So like the midwife was... It's been a lot of pressure, because the midwife asked me if I could feel anything then, and there's been the odd thing, like the odd pop and stuff, but like because it's the first time, you don't know, but there's nothing consistent or patterned or regular.
Do you remember like obviously you feel a bit better now, but like it's still worrying, because you can't feel stuff. You got this amazing ability to just be like, so it was terrifying and I can't feel anything, but anyway, it's fine. And you just put a smile on it and stuff, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, so almost died, ran across 3 lanes of motorway traffic, had a baby inside of me.
I think if you don't laugh, you'll cry though, won't you?
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's okay to, like, we should, like, well, we've talked about it now and it's dealt with and stuff, but, like, it's okay to be like, yeah, it has been a big deal and has affected me and stuff.
I think I'm a bit worried about feeling negative and feeling upset or down because
but other
I
people
don't want that to affect how I feel about the baby or how the baby feels about me.
No, but we won't dwell on it. But what I'm saying, like, all I'm saying is, like, I think that you put in a brave face on a bit on the podcast.
Yeah.
And
in real life.
Yeah, I know.
In real life. The podcast is our real life, but I mean...
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is,
offline.
like, it's okay to talk about it, even if it's just for a little bit, and just be like, yeah, do you know what? That really affected me. And, like, it's a scary thing to go through, and it's worrying. Like, it's okay, mainly because it's good to do anyway. It's like a cathartic process.
Yeah.
But also, if anyone else is listening and they're hearing us, then that might, and they've been through something similar,
they'll feel relieved.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, well, I'm terrified to go to, every night I'm going to sleep and I'm terrified, thinking, like, am I going to lose this baby? And blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not healthy. But I think it's expected after such a major incident like that. It's
not unhealthy either. It's like you can't control how your mind works.
No, not at all. But if you had a normal pregnancy, completely fine, and you felt like that, that's not good. And people would probably say, oh, how can we deal with this and fix it? But when you're hit by a truck and sent spinning into the centre, like, it's weird. I thought we were going to die.
Yeah, so did I.
For a bit. And then as we kept spinning, I was like, we're not upside down yet. So that's good. Because wherever. And then just before we hit the central reservation, I remember just being like, we're alive. Like, we're okay.
Yeah, I thought we were going to go over it.
I was like, no blood. Head's okay. Like, looked at you. You're okay. And then after that, but then it just terrifies me that this ball of, like, I mean, we're okay, touch wood, everything's going to be okay, but it's okay to acknowledge that, though. Yeah. That, like, that was a big deal, and we're so lucky that we and the baby at the moment are okay. Yeah. But it still scares the shit out of me a lot. Yeah. So, hopefully
no one else has to experience that.
But if
I'm
you
sure
do,
lots of people have.
But if you do, and you have, like, the same feelings like we do, like, daily, just panics and just worrying and anxiety and stuff about it,
you're not alone.
It's okay, because I think that's pretty
expected.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather not. I'd rather just be like, okay, and I think Becky's doing a really good job at putting a brave face on and stuff, which is why I'm saying, don't have to all the time, but sometimes it's easier to just pretend like it's fine and put a brave face on it and stuff. But it's just worrying, isn't it? Yeah. Just we need to.
21 weeks now. Here's to an uneventful, smooth 19 weeks.
Can we just have a nice time for the rest of it, please? Yeah.
Yay! So that's it, really. Hopefully next week we'll have some guests for you.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'll get
busy.
In touch.
Get on Instagram. Speak to Becky. She's the boss. She does all the Instagrams.
Yeah. So come say hi.
Yeah, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll sign off. We'll catch you guys in a bit.
Have a good day.